HIT.OR.DIE podcast, episode 39. We're here with Mike Brink, umpire extraordinaire, and now broadcaster. You said you are going to umpire some games this year?
Yeah, I'll have about a half the schedule that I normally do.
And be broadcasting some games also. Kind of just bring us into how you started the broadcast idea.
Well, about a year ago, maybe this time football season last year, I had a conversation with Paul Leffler about his thoughts on getting more high school games on air, and if he thought there was a solid market for it. I've always thought that I'd like to hear more games. Sometimes you're in the car and you just like to listen to a high school baseball game rather than professional baseball. And so I just got the idea actually of Mixler through Jordan was playing up in the Pacific League, and they ran all their games. So I was listening to them here. And then one of the games I went up and watched him play, I stayed after the game and talked to the guy that runs their broadcast and learned a little bit about Mixler and how to get that going, and bought some equipment and tested it at the kitchen table, and went out with Sandrini Bullard game and did a little test pilot out there. And then last year, I think Chad, you were there the night that I did my first game. It was Central and Centennial at Clovis West. And so it just kind of started in trial and error, and my way of just staying in the game other than umpiring. And it's kind of a, learn as you go type of thing. And I've enjoyed it so far and look forward to the 2020 season.
So if we wanted to go listen to it, how would we go about doing so?
There's a couple ways. You can go into Mixler, Mixlr, get that app, download it, and then go into the channels. So you can search, and it's HS Sport Media. No S like sports, so HS Sport Media. And then you can grab that channel, and you can, when the game comes on, you can just click on that channel and you'll get it. I'll also have links through the different Twitters, at Track Baseball, at Track Media. If we do CMAC, at CMAC Baseball. So people have access a lot easier this year than they did last year to link onto it and get it. Some of our obstacles are just, a lot of these press boxes aren't really set up for Wi-Fi, so some of these games have to go through my phone instead of through the laptop and through the actual program. So we'll see how 2020 goes. I talked to Clovis West, and they seem to think that their Wi-Fi's been upgraded. Same at Clovis North and Buchanan. And I talked to you yesterday about possibly getting something going on in Madera with that nice new beautiful press box. So once they get Wi-Fi, then maybe we'll venture out and do a game or so out in Madera and just try to, cover a lot of the games. We did a couple out in Kerman last year, and they were just ecstatic to have someone out there that was paying attention to them. So it's kind of refreshing to see that, that crowd out there.
Yeah, I think it's big. I was there. I was doing the scoreboard during the first game, Centennial and Central. Yeah, it was kind of fun just looking over there and listening to you broadcast. And it does give a different viewpoint from the game, like you would listen to a game on the radio. And then maybe down the road, going to the Boris with like Clovis West, or, going there and broadcasting games, because everybody's going to be here watching the Easter Classic. And then nobody really knows what goes on with the teams that go away. But yeah, I think it's great. It's great for our area. It's great for baseball in our area. And we're lucky to have you probably for the highlight game to start the season tomorrow night.
Yeah, I look forward to that. San Joaquin Memorial, the two-time defending champs in D2, moving up to D1, playing against the big boys now. Open up at Clovis West. So you got the former player against the mentor or head coach, and Kevin Patrick and JD Sales at Memorial. And I really look forward to opening the season with that one. That's a playoff type game right out of the gate. So should be excited. So fans, get there early and get your seats, because this one should be probably a 2-1, 3-2 ball game if pitching goes the way we think, and the hitting for both teams. So should be fun.
Yeah, it's always a little bit behind the pitchers to start. But you're going to see a couple really good D1 pitchers. So It will be a good show. It's fun to start out the year. I think Close Sports Report's the only one that has that ranking. I think Pags is out yet, right? So
I don't think Pags
and
come out yet.
You guys are 2 and Memorial's 3. So you know, it's like one of those D1 college early season matchups. Do you have any idea if you get to do some smaller games? Are you going to try to do some playoff games?
Definitely, I'm trying to do all the track games this year. I think there's 2 that I'm not just because of some other obligations, but definitely the track. I might jump out and do a CMAC if possible, and would love to do the playoffs. That gets a little bit hairier during the playoff time because I may have to umpire in some of those games just because a lot of newer guys coming in and haven't really jumped up to that type of level yet. So, yeah, I'd love to do playoffs, and I think most of the teams I've talked to, all the head coaches are really excited about this, and you know they love to promote their kids, and you know that's what we should be doing. You know they get one 4-year span to flow through the high school, and why not have mom excited that little Jimmy hit a double and it's on broadcast.
Absolutely,
it's broadcast across the country, across the world.
Yeah, not everybody can
listen to it.
Not everybody can get to games. Not everybody can go see, and family members maybe
out of the state.
Yeah, out of the state.
Or now even college coaches that like tomorrow night you got Fresno State and maybe Batesall and those guys might get on and listen to the game, or at practice or after practice, and if they can't make it out to the game. Or you have college coaches that are out of the area that can listen to a team now if their guys are playing. Obviously, like Arizona with Cooper's pitching at North, and so I mean it's really good. It's good, and it gives more of a way of seeing how players are doing, and it's big. It's gonna be huge. And are you planning on having any buddy with you, or?
I will for game 1. Both of you guys know Mike Garabedian.
Mm-hmm.
Very familiar with Clovis West, with having 3 boys that come through the program. So he's going to be my color guide tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that. He's kind of been the guy last year that would give me the thumbs up or thumbs down in the stands when he was listening to make sure I was still on air. So he's kind of my production manager there. Because as you guys know, you kind of just wing it and you hope you're on air, and to keep score. So you know what the kid did previous, and make sure that your board's lit up and you're still on air. It's a lot of things. So no,
we've talked about trying to get out there and do a game or 2 just to see. This isn't live, so we're lucky, right? I can go back and I can change things, cut things out, all the wind that may be blowing through or the crowd noise. It's different. Having said that, are you a Joe Buck fan, or are you on that other side of? Do you have a little maybe appreciation for the work he does?
I appreciate it. I'm not a big fan of Joe Buck, but I have appreciation for Paul Leffler even more so now. I think we get so jaded and used to listen to him and how smooth he is and how professional he is that I think, Chad, I said to you after that Clovis West game last year, or the Central game at least, man, this is tough. This is tough, man. You're like, oh, you're all right. You're all right. You're fine. Because it's just, you got to find things, especially in high school level. A lot of coaches don't like to give the stats out. And so you can't say, hey, there's Robert hitting 400 with 6 bombs, because everything is, it's undercover.
Hush, hush.
Yeah. Because we don't want to know when a guy's hitting well. So, so you're searching for things, and, this is a big strapping right-handed hitter, and you feel sometimes like you're just repeating the same thing. So it's not an easy thing, but and I'm winging it, and I'm learning from my mistakes, and just keep going. If people realize that it's just about the heart and passion, and not
Absolutely.
so much that I'm, Vince Scully or anything. I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to give people that maybe want to listen to the game because they can't be there a little bit of a picture of what's going on.
Yeah, you might have Buchanan might be playing it so they get a little recruiting, or they don't have to go to the game, so they can. Not recruiting. I didn't mean recruiting. I meant scouting.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh yeah, I didn't mean recruiting, but
that's not getting cut out. I'll leave that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll wear whatever. It don't matter to me.
Yeah, no, it's and you're talking about Paul Leffler. It's he does football, basketball, and baseball. So it's we got to get him on here too.
Yeah, he'd be great. Yeah,
we've been talking about it. It's just been, and now it's gonna be tough with baseball season trying to get guests on, and And
Our time
especially
is-
with us coaching, it's going to be tough.
Definitely. I ran into him at the alumni game, and I'm like, how do you ever sleep, man? You know, and he's like, well, you learn how to sleep on planes, you know, because he'll leave a basketball game to get over to do a baseball game, you know, and that overlaps, and from football to basketball. So it's amazing how he gets everywhere he gets, and he's still, you know, sharp as a whip, and you know, just always professional and does a great job. So I appreciate, and I listen to him a little bit more intently now than I probably did when Jordan was running through there, or all the years that I've listened to him. But he's kind of an inspiration and kind of guy to look at and listen to, and try to pick his words and try to implement into what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I'd love to get him on here. Maybe we got to reach out, and maybe in the summertime when things kind of slow down a little bit.
Well, he'll
for
be in
everybody.
between sports.
Yeah.
Baseball will be done. Football will be starting, but it won't be there yet.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best time to